Tonight, we come together.
The emotion.
The hits. High school football is back.
From KLST and KSAN Sports, this is the Concho Valley Homepage Friday Night Football Preview, sponsored by Concho Valley ER.
We are your Concho Valley Homepage sports team, and this is your preview of all 25 high school football teams in the area. Welcome, everyone. We are live from the turf field at San Angelo Stadium, home of the Central Bobcats and the Lakeview Chiefs. I'm Matt Loch.
And I'm Jaydon Hart. We're 1 week away from the official kickoff of high school football across the state of Texas. Tonight we're going to be previewing all of our Concho Valley teams from 6A all the way down to 6-man, and even what it means for the fans in the stands. For that, here's Ryan and Rachel.
Thanks, guys. Rachel, we are so close to the Friday night lights. It is so exciting. But go ahead and tell people why it will be different to watch and view a game this year.
Yeah, school districts all across the state have just been spending countless hours to make sure that fall sports do happen and to ensure that also fans, players, athletes, and coaches are safe, especially if you decide to go out to a game. The usual sights and sounds we've grown accustomed to on Friday nights will look and feel different this fall, based off the COVID-19 risk mitigation guidelines released by the UIL on July 21st. Stadium capacity may not exceed 50% for spectators, and those in attendance will be required to wear face coverings in accordance with Governor Greg Abbott's executive order. Just a few of the many guidelines schools will be enforcing to keep everyone safe.
I have a screening system at the gate where we screen everybody that comes in with the questionnaires. We'll adjust our concession stand to where food handling's done different, where almost everything sold will be prepackaged.
One of the time-honored traditions at Wall High School is at the end of a football game, everybody goes out on the field to see their kids. We're going to have to probably take that away this year, you know, and one of the goals that we're doing is just trying to limit any large gatherings.
While the UIL is allowing live telecasts of high school football games during the regular season, it can't beat the excitement of attending a game. A feeling Brett Lang knows from growing up in a coach's home.
I've missed 2 games in my life since I was 2 years old on Friday nights. Not counting playoffs. I've missed some playoff games, but regular season games. I mean, I was at Dad's game starting when I was 2 years old. I still have some hope in my heart that I'm going to be able to find a way to see the game. It may be from a quarter mile away, but I'm going to see them.
Haven't won a district title since 2004, but the veteran team this year is hoping to change that. After last season, the Chiefs were hot, winning their first 3 games. Could they do it again this year?
Yeah, Rachel, Lakeview won their first 3 games last season for the first time since 1983. Now, they did win 3 games last season, but it is something to build on in 2020. Senior quarterback Albert Rodriguez is back for Lakeview after tossing for over 2,400 yards and 27 touchdowns. Like you said, Rachel, this team, it's led by a group of veterans. Joining us now to tell us all about it is Lakeview head coach Hector Guevara. Coach, how are you?
Hey, how are you guys doing?
We're doing great. Thanks again, Coach, for joining us on the show. Like we mentioned in the top of the program, this is the UIL's 100th anniversary. That's special in itself. There was a time where we thought we didn't even know if we'd have a high school football season. So, Coach, just tell us how special this is for you and your team.
It is special, you know, for the state of Texas, and it's we're in a unique situation. But the kids, they're taking it as another year, but obviously we have obstacles to overcome. But it's been exciting to get back on the field and practice and seeing the kids and coaches.
Coach, we're almost 1 week away from official kickoff of the 2020 season. What's the energy just been like the last couple weeks, not just with your guys, but just with the Lakeview community itself?
We're excited. The kids are excited. I mean, the first day we had opportunity to come do strength conditioning and skills development. The kids, the majority of the kids have shown up, and 2 days has been awesome. You know, the kids have been working hard, and they're ready to get on the field, and I think they're going to bring a lot of excitement to the city and to the north side pride, you know, north side community.
And we just saw it right there. You guys opening the season against Lamesa. You guys beat them in the season opener last year. That one was a thriller. Coach, just go ahead and tell us, what are some of the strengths of this year's team?
We have some experience. You know, we're very young, but those kids have developed through the years. You know, I think most of the kids all the varsity kids have been part of our program for, you know, going on to starting our 4th year. So they understand it, and they feel confident. You know, and that in itself brings confidence in their game. They don't have to do so much thinking, just playing.
So a lot of returners with some quality experience for Lakeview. I'm ready for that season opener on August 28th. Coach, thank you again for joining us. Take care and be safe.
Great seeing you, Coach.
Thanks for having me, guys.
A familiarity with the Wall Hawks. Not only is the perennial West Texas powerhouse reloaded for another run at a state title, the kids who are seniors now have quite literally grown up, learning to play Wall Hawk football. Now, last year they were shooting for December football. They were certainly strong enough, but the injury bug bit at the worst possible time. But that familiarity in Wall football makes this team ready for another successful season. We are joined now by Houston Guy, head coach of the Wall Hawks. Thanks for being here, Coach.
Well, I appreciate you guys having us on. Anytime I can visit with you guys, it's always a pleasure.
Where do you think this group's going to go?
Pleased right now with our senior leadership. I think offensively we are right where we want to be. We are right where I thought we should be. Our offensive line kind of is the mainstay of our offense right now, and we've got a veteran offensive line. We're pretty excited about where we are offensively. Defensively, I think we are. That's going to kind of be some questions. I think Coach Slaughter does an amazing job. He's going to have those guys dialed in. You know, they're always doing an amazing job over on that side of the ball. And those guys will be well advanced of most of the offensive offenses that they see.
Coach, added two-a-days, we've talked about the familiarity with your team, and teams know what to expect with Wall Hawks, but they still got to beat it. What makes this team so difficult to beat?
You know, it's something that you don't see very often, especially if you're an opponent from Wall. You know, most teams are facing spread teams week to week. When they do see Wall, they've got, you know, roughly 3 days to get ready for it. Very few teams see option run teams anymore. And, you know, if they do see run teams, most of the time they're not option oriented. The ability to prepare for an option team it's pretty difficult to do in 3 days. And then if they're a good option team, it's almost impossible.
Coach, sticking with the offense, you look at what you have on that side of the ball, the talent, that offensive line, the running backs. How lethal do you think that offense could actually be this season?
We've got to stay healthy, and that's the main key. If we can stay healthy throughout the season, it's going to be a very fun offensive group to watch. I think they're going to put up a lot of points. I think they're going to keep the other team's offense off the field. They're going to eat the clock up, and they're going to, you know, keep our defense fresh and allow them to play, minimum plays on the defensive side of the ball, and that's going to be a key factor for guys like Drew and Tate and Chase and Kai, those guys that are going to have to play both ways. And so, I think time will tell.
All right, thank you for joining us, Coach. That was Houston Guy, head coach of the Wall Hawks. Good luck this season.
I appreciate you guys. If y'all need anything else, just holler.
Along with Wall, TLCA is also competing in Division I. The Eagles, they're dealing with a ton of a new head coach. They're learning new schemes, but entering 2020, they have some added confidence. Take a look.
Stay inside, Damien. Find that guy. Find that guy. Get him a hook, Spencer. Get him a hook.
It's a different experience. It's a lot more fun than last year.
It would be big for us. Nobody expects us to beat them. Nobody expects us to even be close with them.
TLCA will be battle tested in 2020
Not only are the Eagles adjusting to new head coach Matt Jones, but they're also set to face tougher competition after making the jump to District 3-3A Division I.
All the big 3As in the area I know really well from the time I'll start playing in high school. We're not going to be the same team we are now by the time we get to district. So it's just building that team one day at a time.
And that team will be built around speed. Jones, who was the offensive coordinator at Miles last year, helped the Bulldogs compile 3,853 total yards, and the quickness may surprise some people.
We have a lot of speed, a lot more speed than I've had on my previous teams. I don't think people from the outside really understand that, but we're undersized, but I like that in my system. That speed and that tempo is a big advantage.
Finish this sentence. This season, TLCA football will
surprise people.
Be way better than last year.
Show people that we could win.
The Eagles are looking for their first winning season since 2015.
It's the 100th season of UIL football, and it's only fitting that a majority of the core of the Little Southwest Conference is back together. 9 years, it's embodied West Texas, and you can't talk about the history of high school football without the legendary district. Certainly, last time Central was in the district was 2012, and it was good for the Bobcats. They won 5 straight district titles before moving east in 2018. Now they're back and hope to pick up right where they left off. And with talent coming back and several key players like Malachi Brown, Bryson McNutt, and Ty Casey returning, they're going to have a chance to take home another district crown. And now join us is the man in his 12th year as the head coach. Brent Davis is here with us. Brent, thank you for joining us.
Appreciate it very much.
Now, Coach, it's been a really weird last couple months, and as a 6A school, you're still waiting to get your preseason 2A started. What have you been doing in the meantime to get the guys ready?
Well, you know, we've been working in the summer. We got to work with our kids longer in the summer this year than we have in the past, and that started June the 8th. So we did that during the summertime, got to do some football skills and weights, and then when school started 2 days ago, we got to start doing our football stuff. So we are going out and doing our drills, wearing our equipment, not pads yet, we're not there yet, but everything else we're trucking right along, and we're still doing our weight program and our off-season conditioning. So it's working out really well.
You know, talking a little bit about the Little Southwest Conference, and you look at that district, y'all's district this year. Midland Lee was picked to win. You can never count out Odessa Permian. Friendship has done pretty well in the past few years.
Yeah.
You know, how are you feeling about the district?
We're excited, man. It's going to be just being back out west, playing our traditional rivals, getting to play Permian, Lee, and Friendship, all those that you mentioned. It's going to be a tough district. It really is the Little Southwest Conference again, except for back then it was Cooper and Big Spring that were in there. Big Spring's now smaller, and so is Cooper. So Friendship grew, and so we've got a 7-team Little Southwest Conference. But we're excited about the opportunity to go play these schools that we're familiar with, and couldn't be happier.
There's a ton of games on your schedule for West Texas football fans to get excited about. Is there one in particular you and your coaching staff have circled?
It's always, you know, the big 3 for us is Abilene, Permian, and Lee, you know, because they're our traditional rivals. And, of course, Odessa and Midland are always going to play us tough. They always do. Friendship's getting better and better. But, you know, around here, if you can beat Mojo, they'll take it.
Well, Coach, we really appreciate you taking time to join us and look forward to seeing what the Bobcats can do this season.
Appreciate y'all having me.
4 Concho Valley teams make up District 2-3A Division II, starting off with the Ballinger Bearcats, who have consistently improved under Chuck Lipsy, who is entering his 4th season as head coach. And he credits the effort to the seniors the last 2 years. They were the ones that put Ballinger on the map. The Bearcats have a total of 17 starters returning, as they are not only hungry for their first district title since 2008, but they're hoping to advance past the bi-district round to snap a 13-year drought. They'll start off that journey with a Week 1 matchup on the road at Jim.
The names we hear often during a football season are the skill position players, your quarterbacks or your running backs, but any coach will tell you it's the battle in the trenches on that line that determine who wins. The Sonora Broncos are a team that likes to use their running backs because they have 2 offensive linemen that will ensure a win in virtually any trench battle.
Well, see, there's over 500 pounds of man on that side of the ball, and you can easily run behind that, and all we need is just a better mentality.
It plays into what we like to do. We like to come off the ball, and you know, we want to be a physical team and stuff, but at the same time, you know, all 11 guys have got to be, they have to be popping.
Meanwhile, Brady is looking to continue its upward trend in head coach Shay Easterwood's 4th season. They're coming off a 4-1 season or finish in district. That was good enough for their first playoff appearance since 2016. And this season, their offensive line and defensive line should be the team's strong point. And they bring back district newcomer of the year, junior linebacker Adrian Medrano. And with a win-the-day mentality, they're hoping they can shake things up in 2-3A Division II.
We talked about how TLCA is adjusting to a new head coach, although it's not exactly the same situation. Grape Creek is also dealing with some new. The Eagles are installing a new offense for 2020, the single wing, an offense that was popular in the 1950s and 60s. It's built for teams without a true pocket passing quarterback, and it's not really seen in today's game, something head coach Tanner Teal sees as an advantage.
It's going to be hard to defend because, I mean, basically you get 1 week to prepare for it, and it's so unlike the spread or something like that. So we're going to try and use that to our advantage. It's just not something you see anymore in high school football.
2 years ago, I was fortunate enough to be on the field when the Mason Punchers won their state championship. Now, last year may not have began or end the way they hoped, but the Mason Punchers are ready to get back to it. This is the winningest team in the Concho Valley over the last few years, 61-8 record. So this team won't allow a loss in the regional playoffs to deter this team from their #1 goal, getting back to another state title.
You know, state championships are still being talked about in Mason, and they're still very important, and it would be special. Why can't we believe in it and go ahead and talk about it? But we really need to hang our hats on the little things.
We always talk about the puncher mentality. You know, we play physicality and with all we've got, and so that's all we're going to do this year, play each game like it's our last.
Sonora Lions are looking to build off of last season, finishing 8-4 and losing to state runner-up Post in the area round. They'll be under a new head coach, but he's not so new to the area. Jared Taylor, a former All-State linebacker for the Lions, is following his father's footsteps, who coached for Ozona from 1999 to 2003. Be sure to check out Coach Taylor and the Lions, who open up their season at home against Sonora.
Well, let's move down to 2A Division II. The Christoval Cougars have some high hopes this season. They're picked to win District 14 2A Division II, and they're the 13th ranked team in the state. And a big reason is quarterback and senior Braden Wilcox.
I was lead blocking running down the field, and he carried the ball 102 yards to the house. It was a dead ball, but that effort that he always has, he picked up that ball, he took it all the way to the house.
It's not rare for Christoval quarterback Braden Wilcox to turn heads. Just last season, he accounted for 48 touchdowns for the Cougars, rushing for nearly 2,000 yards and averaging an eye-popping 14.8 yards per carry.
First of all, he's a tremendous talent. His work ethic is something that has gotten him to where he is. You know, we all have skills, we all have talents, but it's that extra is what's going to push us between being great or being excellent.
For Wilcox, it's always been about his drive to get better every day, something his brother Brendan says started at an early age.
He started out at our place and he would lift bags of concrete. 7th grade year, he was up here at 6 o'clock. I mean, running with the high schoolers, lifting with the high schoolers. I don't think he's missed hardly a day.
Now in his senior season, he has gained statewide attention. He was on Max Prep's small school quarterback watch list and has been Dave Campbell's preseason district MVP for the past 2 seasons.
I try not to let it really get to my head. I don't want to get a big head or get cocky about it, but you know, I enjoy it. It comes with a lot of hard work, a lot of expectations, a lot of pressure. I wouldn't care if I didn't get a single touchdown at all in the game. If everybody else scored, I'd be fine with it because I want the whole team to eat.
Staying in District 14 2A Division II, El Dorado is looking to claim its 3rd straight district title this season, but the Eagles are under new leadership with first-year head coach John Long. Not much is changing under the former Waco Midway coach, just a few tweaks to terminology. Rubiez is also making the switch from wide receiver to quarterback. El Dorado opens the season on August 28th against 10th-ranked San Saba.
Miles may have placed third in last year's district behind El Dorado and Cristoval, but this year, the Bulldogs are ready to push for a title. They have a new head coach in Jason Wilhelm, who comes from over from Menard. He knows this district, and back where his dad used to coach, Wilhelm has brought a new energy to Miles to push back in the district.
We've got to have that mindset. We've got to have that attitude. We're not going to be pushed around. We're going to do the pushing. So we're looking forward to getting out there and getting to see somebody else right now.
And it's just a collective thing where we have this desire and hunger just to get better, and it's not fulfilled until we get our goals that we want to achieve this year.
They got to be believers first, and got kind of new energy here in Miles.
Justin Gorman took over the vacant position at Menard, the first head coaching job for the former Tahoka offensive coordinator. The Yellow Jackets have had a tough go at the district the last 2 seasons, only winning 2 district games since 2018. But Menard will bring back plenty of experience this season. 8 starters on offense, 9 coming back on defense.
Well, Rachel, the last time the Junction Eagles won a district title was back in 2003, but that could change. After making the move down to 2A Division II in realignment, they're the newcomers to the district. And in head coach John Contrusi's second year, they have 15 starters returning, including offensive weapons like Colton House, Will Castleberry, and Tyler Hill, and they're ready to attack the challenge.
I love the idea that you become 1% better each day. 100% is all you can give, but if you stack 100% on top of 100%, then at the end of the next year, this time next year, we'll be 365% better. Everybody's trying to fight for that gold football. We'll see how it plays out, but I like our chances on the Friday of first week, and I'm never going to go into a battle as a competitor not thinking that we have a chance to win.
Last season, Enid showed the 6-man world that they can be in the mix with those perennial powerhouse teams, defending their district title and snapping a 25-year playoff drought, which is momentum that they hope to build off of for this season.
Let's go! Let's go!
Everybody should see us that we're coming, and we're just trying to prove our point, just get another repeat in district championship.
The Eden Bulldogs feasted on the underdog role last season, capturing back-to-back district titles and beating Gorman in the by-district round for their first playoff win since 1994. Quarterback Hunter Rogers is back for his senior year, coming off an eye-popping 2019 season, rushing for 11 touchdowns, throwing for 1,487 yards and 26 touchdowns.
My drive this year is definitely way higher than it has been, and I'm looking forward to being able to play my last year with these guys.
A tough pre-district schedule awaits. Eden will face 5 top 10 teams through their first 6 games. Head coach Shay Avance says it's going to be competitive, but it's just what they need.
There's not a week off anywhere on our schedule, and we come through this, and regardless of win-loss, however, we're going to play some of the best competition in the state of Texas in the first 6 weeks of football, and that is going to pay dividends down the road.
Over to a team looking to take the district title from Eden. How about Erie and County? The Hornets opened eyes last season playing 6-man ball for the first time in over 40 years. They capped off that season with an appearance in the Independence State title game. They're faster, stronger, and more familiar with the 6-man game. They have 8 starters returning. Watch out for head coach Don Cofell and his squad as they start the season on the road at Panther Creek.
After spring break, when we found out we pretty much weren't coming back to school, he texted us guys and was like, hey, I'm thinking about putting together a Facebook page so we can stay in shape.
I had a workout plan every single day of the week, and we did like challenges, like 1,000 push-ups in an hour, all kinds of stuff that everyone did.
They would do workouts every morning, ask the kids to follow and post it. That's what you want as a coach. You want them kids to have leadership, and we've been trying to instill that in them, and they did a great job with that Facebook page.
Very best in Paint Rock are in similar places, entering their second year under head coaches and trying to get back to the postseason. They graduated a lot of production and have to find a way to make that up. Paired in a district that'll give a test each and every week, the Falcons and Indians look to play spoiler and crack into the postseason.
Well, over the past decade, Sterling City has developed into a perennial powerhouse. They've made the playoffs every season and even reached the state championship game back in 2010. But still, they're looking for that first championship. So could this be the year? Looking ahead to this season, they bring back 9 starters, including all-state selections Francisco Gonzalez, Chance Ferguson, and Camden Pruitt, and their junior class has lost only 1 game in their high school careers. It's the depth that could be the crucial factor to their success this season.
That's probably the deepest team we've had since I've been here, and you know, I don't think we drop off after the first guy, you know, goes out. I mean, if he needs a break or something, we can send somebody out there, and we're not going to lose a whole lot. And that, you know, hadn't been the case. And in 6-man football, if you have enough kids that can do that, I think it's a pretty rare thing. So I think we can use that to our advantage.
And we'll stick with District 8 1A Division 1. Robert Lee and Bront have 2 things in common this season. They're young and have second-year head coaches. The Steers are coming off a surprising 6-4 finish and a trip to the by-district round in Carrie Owen's first year. Well, the Longhorns are hoping to use their experience under head coach Jermaine Mata to improve off their disappointing 1-9 finish.
The success coming from Clint Lowry and the Blackwell Hornets has been nothing short of impressive. Since 2017, the Hornets have compiled a 35-3 record, with those 3 losses coming just in the postseason. And last year, Blackwell advanced to the state semifinals, which is the furthest they've gone in program history. So I don't even need to tell you that that'll be enough motivation for the Hornets this season. Despite losing some key players, though, to graduation last year, Blackwell will look for that next guy up to step up and to the state championship game.
Which brings us to our final school, a school that's been around for over 100 years, the Olefin Mustangs. A newcomer to varsity athletics, they're competing in District 6 1A Division 2 along with Blackwell, and the Mustangs are ready to take the 6-man game by storm. We spoke with head coach and athletic director Travis Tennyson about the challenges of building an athletic program. He mentioned how people deserve second chances, and his vision for the Stangs is something ruthless.
Talk to some of the kids here, you say the name Water Valley, and it's associated with winning. You say the name Olefin, and it's, where's that at? We want to change that to where, hey, you know where it's at. It's out here in Rowena, in the country, and if you come out here, you're going to get everything that you want. And that's what we wanted to do with this Mustang.
That's all the time we have. Be sure to check out Friday Night Football on KLST at 10 o'clock.
And Inside the Game at a new time of 11:35. Thank you guys for joining us, and happy football season.
The Concho Valley Homepage Friday Night Football Preview is sponsored by Concho Valley ER.